Hitting the brakes. What happens to your retirement accounts when you start withdrawing money from them? Now, in the text, I described a scenario that involved a roller coaster. And the roller coaster was an example kind of like the stock market. So the markets are going up and down, and normally we can just ride it out. So I know none of us feel good about seeing our accounts drop 20 or 30%, but occasionally a recession will do just that. And riding it out a lot of times could be the best thing instead of trying to time when the highs are, when the lows are, and try to buy and sell. And that could end up getting you in trouble trying to overly time it. So riding it out is usually a prudent strategy that most advisors recommend. However, if you're withdrawing money from your accounts, then you may not be able to ride it out. Because if you're withdrawing money, then you're effectively selling periodically along the way. And the problem is during a recession, if you're selling, you may be selling at a low point. And we all know the old adage to buy low and sell high, right? So having to be forced to sell low is exactly the thing that we don't want to be stuck having to do. Now, how do you fix this? Well, the main way to fix this is to reduce the volatility in your accounts. So reducing the risk in your investment accounts, reducing your market or investment risk is a way to stabilize them. So instead of the roller coaster moving up and down, you've got a more steady incline or more steady movements to where when you're taking from your accounts, there's not going to be real high highs or real low lows that are going to be affecting the dollar amounts that you're actually taking. So this is important because, like I said in the text, if you were to take from your accounts when the markets are low, then that's like hitting the brakes on the roller coaster exactly when it goes to the dip, the downturn. That's when you don't want to hit the brakes because it's probably not going to make it back up the next hill. And for your accounts, the analogy would be that your accounts aren't going to come back to their most recent highs because you're withdrawing from them at their relative low points. So the way to fix this, again, is to keep them from going that far down, and that's by decreasing the risk in your investments. And when I say decrease the risk, so in general, stock type things are more riskier than bond type things. So the stocks, the international equities, these types of investments, if you have a little bit less of them and a little bit more of your fixed income holdings, such as bonds and CDs and just different types of fixed income, then that's a way to stabilize your investments instead of just being in 100% stocks. Now, you may not have to do this for all of the accounts, and over the next lesson, I'll describe kind of how to segment your money into different categories to where this may work best and be optimal instead of having to shift all your money to more conservative holdings. You may be able to have some actually continue that growth pattern for the long run, while some of it is somewhat protected and stabilized over the short run. So I look forward to sharing that with you over the next lesson.